is the muscle cramps or the charley horses. Those can be debilitating, and they're also terrifying because they're so painful when they set in. And so that's a really common question that we get a lot of is like, what do we do about muscle cramps? Is there something we can take? Is there, that kind of stuff? So I just the first thing with muscle cramps or charley horses, there's a lot of medications that will cause charley horses. So that's always kind of one of the first things to check is look at the side effects of the medications you're taking. Because if it is one of the side effects, that needs to be a conversation with your doctor. Typically, if it's a side effect from medication, it's because that medication is depleting some nutrients or a set of nutrients, or it's affecting the body's ability to absorb nutrients or absorb water out of the body or out of your diet. So first and foremost, if it's a side effect from medication, that's a conversation for your doctor. But what I always found in my clinic is there was, aside from medications, there were kind of two other main really common causes of muscle cramps, and the first and foremost is being dehydrated. So if you don't drink water, you need to drink water. We're really, really, really big on water around here. Water is the body's natural, it's just the body's natural resource. We can't survive past a day without water. We can survive past a week without food, and breath is number one. We can't survive much longer than a couple minutes without breath. Can't survive much longer than a day or two without water. So first and foremost is water. And I know there's a lot of people that don't like to drink water. They don't like the taste of it, or they don't like to drink it past a certain time of day because then they're up all night, using the restroom. But there's a couple of hacks that go along with water. You can do any kind of infusion in your water to make it taste better. So fruit infusions, add some lemon, add some cucumber. There's a few, Mitovalve or Mitovive or whatever it's called to sweeten up that water. What we don't want, you can't count water that we're using to make tea or make coffee, because if it's any kind of caffeine in there, caffeine is actually a dehydrator. So water, 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 water. You can make a smoothie with some protein powder and that kind of stuff and count that as your water intake. One of the other most common causes of muscle cramps in charley horses is an imbalance in your electrolytes or the salts in your body. And so one of the things that we commonly get confused about is when we hear the word salt, it usually scares people, and we think about heart disease and blood pressure, right? So there's a lot of different types of salts than just sodium. Just sodium is not good. That's your typical table salt. It's been iodized, it's been processed. They've taken natural salt, whether it's from the sea or the mountains, and essentially processed it down into just a sodium molecule, which is very bad. There are hundreds of salts in the body, and most of them are minerals. So magnesium is a salt, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, the list goes on and on and on. But if you become depleted or you're not getting enough electrolytes in the body, you will also get muscle cramps. So those are really common. I think everybody kind of can relate to the athlete that gets muscle cramps. That's where the Gatorades come in, right? We don't want you drinking Gatorades though, and Powerades. There's just a lot with there's a lot that we don't get into that, but there's just a lot wrong with those drinks. They have electrolytes in them, but that's about all there is. But everybody can kind of relate to that. That's an electrolyte drink, right? Well, all it is salts that have been added back into a drink. So one thing that can work really, really well for muscle cramps is adding sea salt back into your diet. Sea salt will not affect your heart, and it will not affect your true full sea salt, and it will not affect your blood pressure. If you're concerned about that though, by all means, or if you're on medications that to control any of that, visit with your cardiologist or your heart specialist or your medical doctor about that. But a full spectrum sea salt that has been left in its natural state should not affect your cardiovascular system at all. It will, however, allow the muscles to relax and allow the body to absorb hydration, absorb that water. Linked in the comments down below is kind of my favorite sea salt. It's what we use. It's our table salt at home. It's what I used to cook with. And it's just called real salt, literally R-E-A-L. It's just real salt. It's a full spectrum of salts, so it's not just sodium, and tastes absolutely delicious. If you don't like to salt your food or don't like to add salt to your food, you can put just a little pinch in each 8 ounces of water that you drink. It won't make it taste salty, and it will take care of the muscle cramps like that. So if you don't want to use a real salt or a sea salt, just don't want to add it to your diet, worried about your blood, blood pressure and all that stuff, Epsom salts are a phenomenal way for the body to absorb those electrolytes into the body. So of course, an Epsom salt bath, it's an old remedy that works remarkably well at relaxing muscles and alleviating back and joint pain. The vast majority of the salt that's in an Epsom salt is magnesium, so it's a magnesium salt. You can also use a magnesium lotion, and there's a phenomenal magnesium lotion that Sarah uses. Sarah loves it. Magnesium sprays and magnesium lotions can also be a really good way to get those those magnesium salts into the body. The magnesium lotion is also linked in the comments, so go ahead and check those out as well. So then, kind of bringing it full circle, when we talk about arthritis pain and muscle cramps, using like a mini trampoline, which you guys have seen in here, that's our black and red rebounder. It's really kind of fun, but using like a little mini trampoline at home can work absolute wonders on arthritic pain, increasing circulation. It's no impact whatsoever. So if you've got a weak ankle or a bad hip, and just walking long distances or biking and that kind of stuff is just really difficult, getting a mini rebounder, a mini trampoline for home can be incredibly beneficial. They're kind of fun to use as well, and especially if you have grandkids or if you have kids, they're going to love it too. But the mini rebounder that we have here, I believe Sarah's going to link that in the comments as well. We just get it from Amazon. The mini rebounder that we have here actually comes with kind of an instructional booklet that has different exercises and stuff you can do on it. So you can literally just bounce. You can just jump really, really light. You can walk in place on it, but 2 or 3 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, can do wonders for arthritis pain because, again, it increases circulation, but it also enhances lymphatic flow. And lymphatic flow, our lymph system, is kind of our garbage system, if you will, in the body. So it helps flush out inflammation and toxicity and lactic acids and all that kind of stuff. So the mini trampoline, the mini rebounder is a phenomenal way. And it's also fun. It's a really good way to kind of get in a little bit of extra workout. My husband and I actually have one in our bathroom in front of our sink, and we stand on it, and that's where we brush our teeth and that kind of stuff. So it works really well. We just work it into just our normal habits every day. So usually about 15-20 minutes every day, I'm rebounding in the mornings, and it surges my energy and wakes me up, and it's fun and all that stuff. So I hope that was helpful, you guys.